Hey guys, what's going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for another video, and yeah, this video is prompted by a recent comment on one of my latest videos, the Leicester Chelsea review. Me and Louis coming back from the coach early this morning from the Leicester game. You can go and check it out, and basically the comment was talking about me responding and reacting to Jose's comments and Lampard's comments after the game, and yeah, I'm happy enough to do that. So this is going to be kind of a more relaxed video in a relaxed environment, discussing what I think those comments could mean for us going forward in relation to team selection, in relation to just what's going to happen at the club going forward. So starting off with Jose's comments, he basically said he feels betrayed by those players. He doesn't feel he can look at them in the eye, and he doesn't feel that those players care as much as he does about Chelsea. Now, I don't think he's talking about every player. I think he's talking about certain individuals, and I think as fans we can realise that as well. There are certain individuals within that team who clearly have shown that they do care and are trying to fight, but the large majority of them unfortunately just aren't showing that fight, and too many key players as well are just not this season. And I think we got to give some respect. Personally, for me, I have criticised Jose in the past for not coming out and criticising players after poor defeats, after poor displays. As a fan, getting back on that coach and seeing comments like that, I can take it more because Jose is now part of the solution than part of the problem. He's now actually trying to solve it, and hopefully now he can take those comments and actually put them into practice, so he can, in team selection for instance, actually putting players out there who will show some fight, and I'll come on to that. But I think he's very loyal to his players. He relentlessly protects them, relentlessly defends them after every game. I think the problem is there has to be a point where that stops, and I think last night was the breaking point. I think it was the breaking point for a lot of us fans. You could talk about other weeks where it has been, but I think really last night there was a real breaking point of losing patience with all those players. I think as well, him coming out and just saying it as it is, I think is more refreshing as a fan. I think we've got to give respect for Jose like that. I know people will say that maybe throwing your players in the deep end isn't the best idea, but I do think we've had so many defeats this season. I think he finally had to do it. And also, those players, if they're going to perform like that, if they're going to go out there on a Monday night against Leicester in front of us fans who've travelled all the way up there and put in a shambolic, heartless, soulless, disgraceful performance, sickening performance like that, dismal performance, I can go on and on about describing how poor that performance was last night. They have to take the responsibility for that, and they have to take the criticism and the criticism from it. So I'm happy that Jose's come out and said that. Hopefully from that though, the comments he made, I do think now hopefully we can see more players coming into the side who can help out the team. So I'm talking about the likes of Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Bertrand Traore, Kennedy, Baba Rahman, players who I think will put in some effort, who will try, and mixed in with other players, first team players who are trying as well, like Willian, I think Aspilicueta as well. Of course, we've got to stick with Thibaut Courtois. Loic Remy, I think as well, should start playing because of course he looks way better than Diego Costa. He scored the goal, he nearly got us back into that, he helped us nearly get back into that game last night somehow. So I think he can be clinical for us, and I think he looks motivated to try and take his chance. I think he's looking at it right now, looking, Diego's not playing well, this is my chance, and hopefully Jose does see that, because I think that sent a clear message to Jose last night in a dismal performance that Loic Remy wants to try for Chelsea. So I want to see him in the starting lineup on Saturday. And yeah, players like that, and I think as a fan, I can take losing when players try. I think what made last night look so low and so dismal and depressing was the fact that those players, for me, and the majority of Chelsea fans were saying it on the way out, they don't look like they care. I'm not going to come on here and say that I expect all players to love Chelsea as much as I and most of the Chelsea fan base do. Of course, you can never be like that as a player, and I don't expect that. But at the same time, we do expect a lot more from players, and it's been disgraceful from some of those efforts this season, especially last night. So I can take it if a bunch of young players go out there, try their hearts out, for instance, at Old Trafford in a few weeks, and lose 2-1. It's not going to be nice, it's going to be another painful defeat, but at the same time, I think as fans we can take it if we look at those players out on that pitch and we think they have put in some effort. The reason they've lost tonight is not because they haven't been trying, it's because they're inexperienced, and hopefully the next time they come up against a team like Man United, they'll be better prepared, have more game time, and hopefully we can get a more positive result. I think that's the way to look at it. I think a player like Ruben Loftus-Cheek will put in some effort. I think he will run about. I think he will try and make an impact. I think a prime example of this as well would be a player like Kennedy, who I think would come in and get the ball and run forward. I think he would really try. I think we've seen that in prime example. I don't know, is he injured? Is Ruben Loftus-Cheek injured? I think these players deserve a start in the team. I don't care what the name on the back of your shirt reads. I don't care if you're worth 50 million, if you're not putting in the effort required, you do not deserve a place in that team, in my opinion, as a fan. And that's the thing, and I think that's what we need to do going forward, because of course we're not going to win the Premier League, we're not going to get in the top 4, we're barely going to get in the top 6, so why not we try something different? Why don't we try and start playing players who are young, who are inexperienced, who want to try and help the club, who want time to play. Get them in the first team, let them develop, let them play, so by the next season they can develop into really, really good players. That's my opinion on it. I know people may disagree, but that's my solution to it, along with other players who as well have been playing well in the first team. To think of, as I say, there's about 1 or 2 that I can think of who are consistently trying, at least. Maybe not putting in 10 out of 10 performances, but are trying, and that's what I respect from players. And yeah, that's my solution over it. So I think young players should be played. I agree with Jose. I think that some of those players clearly just aren't showing the required effort that they did last season for some reason. Now they just don't care, which is the most depressing thing as a fan. So that has been my opinion, quick opinion, guys, on Jose's comments. That's my solution, playing young players. So do you guys agree? Do you disagree with what I've just said? As I say in the comments, let me know your solution to the problem. What are your thoughts on Jose's recent comments? And yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. You can follow me on Twitter at SonOfChelsea, and yep, I'll see you again.